welcome back to another episode. I am Dr. Al Garza, and I'm here to discuss a couple things that have been going on regarding our Hebrew New Testament translation project. Some things on social media regarding some of the explosions within the kingdom of the cults that have been kind of coming up all over social media. A couple things that I'm noticing here. But first, let me talk about the translation project. I've got a lot of emails asking when is it going to be completed, when is it going to be done. The problem is right now is donations and funding. Unfortunately, we don't have enough funding coming in to work as fast as we did before. We don't have enough large donations. We would need, you know, I was funding it through my business for the last 2 years, about 95, 96, 7% of it. But because of inflation, what's been going on around the world, and this current administration, I had to stop funding it because my business got cut in half, like 50%. So I am and was unable to continue funding it after our last translation project. So we are looking for people who are willing to donate. And I'm looking for mainly if you know somebody who has a lot of money who's willing to help fund this project with a large amount. That's what we need to make it work and to make it go faster. Right now, we're trying to do the Book of Matthew, but again, because of lack of funding and donations, we're not able to work at the pace we did before. So it's going to be a lot slower coming in. Uh, I don't know when it'll be done. Maybe next year sometime, maybe longer. It just depends. If my business picks up, then I can help continue funding it. But we do need people who have more money, who are maybe wealthy. If you know anybody who's looking to donate to a ministry like ours to help fund these translations of these new manuscripts that we're finding, these Hebrew New Testament manuscripts that have never been studied before, they've never been looked at before. They were completely unknown in academia, and now we have them, over 4,000 of them, manuscripts from around the world, from Jewish scribes and communities who needed to preserve these for their people. This would help. I just finished a book. It came out yesterday, I believe. The search for the language of the New Testament. If you like to get a copy, it's on Amazon. I'll leave a link here. But that any purchases of my books, and I've written over 30 books on different topics of the Christian faith, the Trinity, the deity, the Messiah, the language of the New Testament, translation books, commentaries. Purchases of those does help. I don't have enough purchases in order to fund the project, but the more people who purchase the books, if you have 1,000 or more people to purchase one of my books, that would help a great deal and help funding this project to move faster. So either you have a wealthy donor, someone who can give a one-time large donation to invest in this project, or I need at least a few thousand people to start buying my books so that money can go to help fund the ministry and the project. Because all my book sales go right into the ministry, go right into help funding this project. So again, I need a lot of people to buy books to help grow the ministry and to help fund the translation project. That would help. I have a lot of books out there, different topics and subjects you can search on Amazon. That way, if you have a question, you can email me. I'll be glad to help you on finding some of these books on certain topics if you can't find them. Or if you have someone who's willing to donate a large amount of money, little small donations do help, but we have to put those aside until we're able to grow it to help fund. So that's the only way I can get this project. Get this project going again. We have Matthew, Luke, and Acts to do, but at this point, it's almost at a standstill. So those are the options. We have large funding or large purchases of books by a lot of people. If you promote the book, put it out there. We do have sales and books every month, steady income, but it's not enough to help continue to fund it. So, but if that grows, then perfect. Again, I just finished a new book on the language of the New Testament. It's part of my 10-year research, 3 years of writing. This book has so much information in great detail. It is dense, but it's got a lot in there, a lot of evidence to show the true language of the New Testament, how it was really looked at in Hebrew and not Greek. Greek became a translation, like with Aramaic. So that's in there. As well as everything else, social media. I guess just make a quick point here. I've noticed a huge explosion in social media regarding the cults, Mormons, Jehovah's Witnesses, apostolic oneness people, even Unitarians. They are just on social media from TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, any of the large networks out there, large social media networks out there, specifically TikTok, as they go live. These individuals are spreading like wildfire. And I see more of them than I do Christians, unfortunately. There's certain criteria that these social media networks have in order to go live and have people, but these individuals managed to do it. There's a gentleman who's an LDS elder for the Mormon Church. He's on there talking about Joseph Smith is the prophet of God, the Book of Mormon and the Bible are scripture. He's defending it, and he's doing a good job against even so-called Christians who are trying to question him, but they always get really put in a bad spot where they can't give answers. So I see that a lot, unfortunately. And I see a lot of other individuals, specifically Unitarians, who will lie about the truth. They will manipulate the scriptures and lie about things. I've had debates with them in the past. In fact, my first in my early 20s, all the way into my early 30s, my whole ministry was apologetics. I dealt with all these groups. I debated them at community colleges, local colleges. We'd go to their churches and debate with the elders and all this. And so I'm well versed in this for quite a long time. That was my main focus, my main study. But when I debated Unitarians a few years ago, these people simply lie about the truth. I have offline. I've talked to them, sent them links about their own YouTube channel, people they've had on as guests, who kind of corrects them. And when you bring it up to them, their response is, "I don't remember, I don't recall, I can't remember." And they do. I know they do because I sent them the links to them and beforehand, and I know they've looked at them. So they will lie, they will twist the truth, and one day they'll be held accountable. Those who reject the triune nature of God, the deity of the Messiah, and all these things that are essential to the Christian faith for the last 2,000 years, and no matter what branch of the cult they're in, they're going to be accountable. Especially the occults, these people on TikTok who are witches and warlocks and all these weird things you see. But again, they'll be held accountable one day. I believe as we're moving closer and closer to the end, waiting for the return of the Messiah and the resurrection. These groups will continue to spread and grow like crazy as the people become more wicked. So we need to be vigilant, and we need to be out there. I try to do my best, but it's hard because I know we have a lot of Christians who are debating and in house on different non-essential topics, which is fine. But we need to be just as diligent on the outside, reaching the lost with the gospel message, correcting those who are perverting the scriptures, speaking out against them, and really showing them what the gospel message truth is, because they're bringing in people and they're leading people to a lie, into false religions, man-made, cultic, which is going to end up serving as their judgment in the end. So we need to help, counter that. We are to give an answer to every man that asks. We're to defend the truth, defend the scripture, and diligently, be a witness for God with knowledge of the scripture. You don't have to be a scholar, but be well versed. There's a lot of great Christian scholars out there who have been Trinitarians and all that for a long time. Dr. Daniel Wallace, former Bruce Mesker, the late Bruce Mesker, the late Gleason Archer, Dr. Michael Heiser, the late Dr. Michael Heiser, Dr. Michael Brown, Semitic scholar, great Trinitarian. A lot of good scholars who understand the language of Scripture, who defend the Trinity and deeds of Messiah. They're out there. We have One for Israel Ministry online, who have great scholars on, who do great teachings from biblical scholars of the Hebrew language, Jewish context and culture. These people are great to also look at on their ministry. So there's a lot of good Christian scholars who understand, but we have to be more in unity, not really fighting too much of ourselves, but really bringing the gospel message to those who are attacking it. So hopefully that happens. But again, I just want to come on here. I'm going to try to continue to bring in new stuff on my channel. I have two channels. Uh, I have Bible Answers and, of course, Black Belt Theology. BlackBeltTheology.com is new on YouTube as well as our website. So it has not just 1,600 subscribers, but my Bible Answers has over almost 60,000 subscribers, and hopefully we can grow from there. But again, I just want to give an update on our projects for the Hebrew New Testament. The new book is out. When I get my copies, I'll come back on here and show you what it looks like. You can find it on Amazon and the link down below. But once I get my copies, then I'll show you what they look like and how you can find it. And you can find it now on Amazon. But look for it. If you have any questions or comments, leave them here, and be glad to help answer anything you might have with questions. You know, these people need to be, these non-Trinitarians cults need to be dealt with. They pervert and twist the truth. And, I've debated them before in the past, and I'm not afraid to debate them at any time, have discussions with them, and, point to their errors, because they will lie and they will deny the truth. So that's just the way it goes. But I just want to say thank you for tuning in. Like, subscribe, and share. We'll continue to work on our project as fast as we can. But again, we need help. So anything you can do with buying books as large, promoting as much as you can, or getting us a large donation, then we can move forward. So with that, again, thank you for tuning in. Hopefully we'll see you soon, the Lord willing, and God bless.